Hello and welcome back to Down the Track. India have completed the clean sweep. They beat in the West Indies 3-0 in this ODI series. And after two cliffhangers, exciting games, the third one was a much more comfortable win for India. It was a rain curtailed game, 35 overs in the end each. And that meant that Shubman Gill missed out on his 100, but it was an excellent innings from him. He, strung up partnerships with Shikhar Dhawan and Shreyas Iyer. But it was good to see him convert his start into a big score. And he probably would have got his 100. We don't know, but we probably got his 100 if they had played a couple of overs or even one more over, and he would have got his 100. But the rain came in, and he was taking his time when he was in the 90s, and rightly so. He wanted to get that 100, and just missed out because of the rain, and they had to finish the India innings and continue to the West Indies innings. And 35 overs, 251, 255 was set, and the Indian bowlers did the job. But if you just look at the batting from India, they took their time, Shikhar Dhawan and Shubman Gill. But as they settled in, it was a slower track. They understood the pitch. I mean, it was the same pitch as the last two games, but of course it got slower because they've had almost 200 overs of cricket on it, right? So I think it was a bit slow, but they understood the pace after 10, 15 overs, and they played accordingly. They didn't try to play too brash or anything like that. It was still a good batting pitch, but a bit slower, and they adjusted very well, both of them. Shubman Gill in particular, very strong on the leg side, to the offside as well. The through point, he plays that cut shot really good. He can play the cover drive, square leg as well, the flick and fine leg. Through mid wicket, he can whip it, and he had all the shots today. He played the spinners well as well, and I really like his strike rate. Even on a slowish pitch, he's striking at 100. I just feel that one day game suits him. We saw that in the under 19 World Cup as well. Sometimes he takes his time, but then once he's set, he makes it count. And today we saw that in this series in particular, Shubman Gill has been very impressive, and it's very good to see him because they fast tracked him to the Test lineup, and he's done well there. Of course, he's had some inconsistent performances in the Test arena, but I think this is his format, and it's good to see him play this well, and hopefully he can get his 100 soon when he does get the chance. But it's not about the individual milestones, about making the team win. That's exactly what he did. Shikhar Dhawan took his time as well, but it was a good start. Then played a loose shot. Shreyas Iyer again, strike rate was very good. He got off to a very good start again, but couldn't convert that. And Surya Kumar got out, and Sanju Samson was just there till the in the last couple of overs. He probably would have batted another 10, 15 overs if there was full game, but the rain did not let that happen. West Indies bowlers overall, they would be slightly disappointed. Hayden Walsh picked up a couple of wickets, but it was expensive. Apart from Kimo Paul, I think everybody got hit pretty much. Akhil Hussain was decent, economy of 5.3, but Kimo Paul, economy of 3.83, 6 overs, 23 runs. He bowled a short ball pretty well. He bowled with good pace as well and good variation. At this pitch, that's what you need, right? To Shreyas Iyer, he bowled one slower one, and he bowled a quick bouncer as well. And I really like the way he varied his pace, and that's what you need on pitches like this. Apart from that, not much to shout about for the West Indies bowlers. When it comes to the West Indies batting, it was Puran Brendan King who was stringing up to a partnership. But apart from that, India kept picking up wickets. Siraj in the beginning, he broke the back of the West Indian openers, and then Deepak Hooda was bowling really well. I think the way he opened the bowling, economy of 4. The first over he bowled a maiden. I think it was an excellent over. He kept it tight, and that built pressure for Siraj to come and exploit. Siraj just bowled the 3 overs, but magnificent, 14 runs, 2 wickets. And Yuzvendra Chahal, 4 over 17 runs, 4 wickets. And the way Chahal bowled today with such good control, he was, tossing the ball up unrequired, bowled a quicker one here and there, but just the control that he had, and the ball was gripping nicely on the pitch. And I just can't believe that Chahal didn't play in the last T20 World Cup. He's a very, very smart spinner. Even if he gets hit for a boundary here and there, he comes back and picks up a wicket. That's exactly what you want. He has the wicket-taking delivery, and he's bowling with so much control and guile right now, and he's on top of his game. That's what you can say about Yuzvendra Chahal. Shardul Thakur, serial wicket taker, he also picked up a couple of wickets. So all around, really good performance. Prasidh Krishna was slightly expensive, but I like the way Dhawan backed him. He brought him back even though he was expensive, and he got the wicket of Nicholas Pooran. So it's good to give your bowler confidence like that. I think Dhawan did a good job overall. A solid performance from India. They'll be really happy with this series because the likes of Rohit Sharma, Bumrah, Shami, Virat Kohli, even Rishabh Pant, Surya played in this game, but they had a lot of players missing in general, if you noticed. So they'll be happy with all these other players getting exposure. The way Siraj has stepped up, the way Samson batted, the way Iyer batted as well. Yes, they didn't convert everything, but they batted well. So did Shubman Gill, Dhawan himself. So it's good to see the side take responsibility, and it shows India have a lot of options going into that 50 over World Cup, and only time will tell who will get selected. But a very good performance from India. The West Indies, they were unlucky in two games. Unlucky in the sense they went close, they took it deep. Third game, it was a poor performance, but they take some heart from the series. But now they'll have to start getting results because they will be under pressure. They lost to Bangladesh and now India, and they'll want to get some results back to get back on track in this format. The other game today was South Africa versus England. We had New Zealand, Scotland as well, which New Zealand won. But South Africa England game was very interesting, high scoring game. England batted first. They posted 230 plus, and that was thanks to Johnny Bairstow and Moeen Ali. That partnership was just ridiculous. They were smashing sixes with ease. Bairstow was dropped 4 or 5 times, and that would cost South Africa the game. I think if Bairstow was caught the first or second time, England would have made 210, 215, and the chase was on the cards because South Africa ended up at 193, and I think they would have been able to chase 200, 210, but 235 was always going to be a mountain to climb, and that's exactly what it was. Moeen Ali, superb. He got to his 15 to 16 deliveries, the fastest 50 from an English batsman. Offside, leg side, he was outstanding. They targeted the short boundary, but they cleared the long boundary as well. It was a great partnership. Butler set the tone. If you noticed, 22 of 6 or 7 deliveries, he set the tone. A lot of pressure on him as captain because he's not won a limited over series yet. This is his third series if you count the India T20 and one day separate, and then the South Africa one day, and now the T20. This is his fourth actually as an individual series. He hasn't won yet, so there's a lot of pressure on him. But he set the tone. He showed how you should bat on this pitch, and Moeen Ali and Bairstow reciprocated, and so did David Milan. I felt that David Milan and Bairstow partnership was crucial because they lost a couple of wickets at that time. They could have easily slowed down, but they kept the momentum going, and that allowed Moeen Ali to come in because there was enough runs on the board at that time and play his shots as well. And that was the match-winning partnership for me. South Africa with the ball were poor. Apart from, I think, NGD and Rabada, everyone got smashed. In particular, Flaclio, he got 4 over 63 runs. Very, very expensive. There's going to be a lot of pressure on him because he's getting back for a long time, but he's not produced those results that South Africa want from an all-rounder like him. And it's for he need to look back at this and see how he can improve. From South Africa point of view, the positives from this game is one man and one man only. Tristan Stubbs, 72 runs, 28 balls, 2 fours and 8 sixes at a strike rate of 257.14. And the way he was hitting those sixes, flicks straight on the ground, over covers, beautiful shots. The confidence which he was batting was just remarkable. I really enjoyed that innings. And striking at 257, 28 balls, 72, ridiculous. And if he just got some support, they could have even got closer. But again, you can't really blame the batsman here. I think that the bowlers and the fielders made mistakes, and if you're going to drop Bairstow 4 times, then England is going to score those extra 20-30 runs. That's exactly what happened. I felt that 210-15 was chaseable on this pitch, but 235 was always going to be a bridge too far, especially when they lost the early wickets. When you lose De Kock, Riley Rousseau, David Miller, you lose all these guys early on, that it puts a lot of pressure. And despite one of the best innings, T20 innings I've seen in a while, still you ended up on the losing side. And under pressure to bat like that, remarkable. Can't wait to see more of him. Has a very good future. Of course, he played for the Mumbai Indians in the IPL as well. He got a good exposure there. But to play on the international stage like this and perform like that, it'll give him tremendous confidence. And he's a star to watch out for already. I know it's just one innings, but just the manner in which he was playing, if you haven't seen, you should see the highlights. It was ridiculous batting from Tristan Stubbs. And South Africa already have a future potential here. And even Dewald Brevis is waiting in the wings. In a couple of years' time, these two will be batting in the South African middle order, and we will be praising them. I'm sure about that because I've seen Stubbs in the IPL as well. He did impress me, but this took it to another level, and it was a decent England attack. And the main thing was he was under pressure. There was wickets falling around him, but to stand there and take the game deep at one stage, they needed 64 of 24, which was gettable if he stayed till the end. But of course, you need that support and everything. He didn't get that, but he took the game that deep. When you're chasing 235, it's not easy to do. So credit to him for that. And if they won, I would have given him the man of the match. Otherwise, for me, the man of the match is Moeen Ali. I just feel that his innings in particular, the strike rate which he was batting at, it just completely took the game out of South Africa's hands. And of course, Bairstow was brilliant, but he did get 4 chances. And even though that's not his fault, but I just feel Moeen Ali was a bit more chanceless in his approach. And he was 48 of 15 balls and 50 of 16 deliveries. That completely shifted the momentum and allowed England to get that to that 230 score, which was looking a bit far-fetched in the middle overs. You felt like they'll get 190, 200, but they got 35 extra runs, and I think he was the man to get that for them. From bowling point of view, from England, Adil Rashid, outstanding again, picking up a couple of wickets. He's been brilliant. They really missed him when he wasn't there. Of course, he went for Hajj, and he didn't play a few games, the India games, but now he's back and picking up those wickets and got good support. Gleason was expensive, but he did pick up 3 wickets. Reece Topley gave him really good support, 7.5 economy, picked up a couple of wickets as well. So yeah, this is not England's number one attack, but they're chipping away. I think Topley is improving each game as well, and he provides that angle, left arm angle, which does cause problems for batsmen. And it's good to see Gleason as well at 33, 34. He's playing his third or fourth international game. It's good to see him picking up wickets, although he was expensive. But overall, Chris Jordan, really good. 4 overs, 30 runs, economy of 7.5. He bowled the Yorkers really well, I felt today, when required. And in the context of the game, if he got hit for an extra 20 runs in 7, 8 balls, it could have got South Africa even closer. But he made sure that over. I remember, when they needed 66 of 24, I think he bowled that over and he gave just 7, 8 runs. So he's showing his experience as well and what he can do in the death, and good to see him do that. But overall, a really good game of cricket. Can't wait for the T20, the second T20 between South Africa and England, and then the T20 series for India, West Indies as well. That's going to be a lot of fun as well. So stay tuned for the latest cricketing content. Until then, take care, and thank you so much for joining me.